Let me guess, you've been wanting to start your own software or digital product for a very long time, but you thought you didn't have a required skill set to begin and the barrier of entry was too large. But the truth is, AI has completely changed the game. You can literally start your business today and have an MVP out by tomorrow with the power of AI. I'm gonna give you in this video a full AI toolchain from start to finish so that you can launch your MVP in less than a day. Hi, my name is Michael and I'm a computer science student and software business builder. And today I'll be showing you the full AI toolchain from start to finish that takes me from idea to product in less than a day. This is lightning quick, and the best part about it is that you don't need an expensive dev team or even a degree to be able to do this. All you need is some free AI tools and a bit of prompting, and you'll get your idea all set, ready to go and shipped. Okay, so we're gonna be following a 4-step protocol. First, we're gonna be using ChatGPT to generate our idea, as ChatGPT generates great ideas and is very creative. After that, we're gonna be using Perplexity to do some market research, find out where our gaps are, and then figure out how we can make our product stand out. Then we're gonna move on to Lovable to create our UI and generate some front-end code that we can build off of. We'll just be doing the landing page today, but obviously you can go much deeper with this. And finally, we're gonna be moving our Lovable code into a cursor project, and from there on, you can continue refining your idea until it's ready to be shipped. Now, make sure to watch this video all the way through, as all the steps build off of the last ones. All right, let's cut straight to the chase. We're gonna be starting off with ChatGPT, and this is our ideation stage. This is where we come up with our idea and figure out what we're gonna be building. So I'm gonna ask this question right here. Act as a successful Y Combinator founder. Generate 10 software product ideas that solve painful, expensive problems. Each idea must be monetizable, niche specific, and fast to build. So the reason I'm asking this question, for those of you who don't know what Y Combinator is, pretty much it's a famous startup accelerator program based in San Francisco, and it primarily serves tech-based startups. So obviously we want a lot of ideas here that are unique, painful, expensive, so that we can make money. And of course we want this to be fast to build so that we can ship out our MVP as soon as possible. So as ChatGPT is cooking up for us right now, we can take a look at some of their suggestions and figure out what we want to build. All right, so ChatGPT already gave us some ideas over here. We got 10 ideas, which is great. But honestly, I'm not gonna read through them in too much detail. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to pick out the best idea here. And that's based on, being able to build it fast and just the idea having the best potential. And I want it to make a decision for picking the best one as if it was a VC in Silicon Valley. So for those of you who don't know what a VC is, it's a venture capitalist, people who invest in companies. So obviously they say a lot of no's more than they say yes. So it's an interesting perspective, and we can see what ChatGPT gives us. So let's ask that. All right, so ChatGPT picked a pretty interesting idea here, and it's a remote team access expiry manager. So to save you some time of reading all of this, pretty much what it is we're creating a tool for teams and small startups to be able to add all of their employees and all of their different platforms that we're using. And let's say an employee quits or is fired. We want to remove them from using all of the platforms, like having internal access to the platforms. And this tool is going to do that automatically. So rather than having somebody go through every single platform that the team is using, where they're communicating or they have access to, the database, stuff like that, rather than removing them manually from every single platform, we would have a tool where, say, they can connect all of their platforms and it will just monitor the employees. Once the employee is marked as, exited or left the company, then it's automatically going to remove them from all those different platforms. Okay, and the really nice thing about ChatGPT is how it gives you so many suggestions for how you can, keep building on this idea. So here we have, problem, why it wins. So it's giving us some pain point, niche ideas, VC viability, even a monetization strategy. And what's really important for us is our MVP stack suggestions. What that is pretty much our tech stack for how we're going to actually build out this product, go-to-market strategy. And the thing is, you can keep digging away at this. If you still want to form your idea and make it better, you just keep asking ChatGPT, and it gives great suggestions. But what we can do now is, if we want to do some market research, we can use a tool called Perplexity. You could use ChatGPT still, but Perplexity does a really good job at searching the web, so it can really get some market insights for us. what I did is I just copied this and I can paste it into Perplexity, and I'll ask Perplexity, okay, what is the market opportunity here, and are there any competitors? If there are competitors, where are they lacking? And Perplexity is going to do some research for us and come back with an answer. So Perplexity just gave us some insights here, and it's really great. Here we see our market opportunity. We see a compounding annual growth rate of 14.6%, which shows that this industry is, increasing year over year, which is obviously great for any kind of startup looking to enter the scene. And 10.76 billion in 2024, which is pretty significant. And what's important here is it gives us a competitive landscape. Now, if you're serious about starting this idea, you really want to look into these companies. So we have Bar, IGA, Zluri, traditional IGA, and it's really important to actually go on their websites, see what they're offering, and then see how you can differentiate your own product from theirs. And then after doing that, I would look on their Reddit forums or other forums online and find out what people are complaining about. If you can figure out what they're complaining about, then you have a problem to solve. And if you solve that problem, you can take those as your own customers. Over here, Perplexity already shows us where customers are lacking. One of the big things is the ease of integration. So pretty much connecting all of our platforms. We would want to make this as simple as possible. We would just have a list of employees, what platforms they're connected to. And then with one click of a button, it would be like they left. It would remove them from all the platforms. Or if we want to offer some, customization, maybe remove them from certain platforms, but not necessarily all of them. Really depends on the situation, but just make it as easy for our end user as possible. Here we have some comparison table, which shows us where our customer or competitors are lacking. And this is pretty much really nice. Similar with ChatGPT, you can just keep prompting, asking questions, dig deeper, get the information you need. And that way we're going to know what to build. So now I'm on Lovable, and I already wrote this out. It would take too long for me to write it out in front of you, but pretty much I'm giving a description of the kind of page I want Lovable to generate. And what Lovable does is it generates the UI and the front-end code for the platform. So right now I just want it to generate a page with a list of employees and the platforms they're connected to, a button for adding the employees and removing the employees. So let's see what Lovable comes up with, and usually it does a pretty good job, so let's have a look. Okay, so take a look at what Lovable made for us. And of course, this page could be made even prettier, even better, but that's all for tweaking later once you're actually in Cursor. But for now, just have a look over here. We got exactly what we asked for. We have our list of employees that are in our company, and then here are the platforms that they're connected to. Now, if we want to remove an employee, say we want to remove Sarah Williams, just click this trash can, remove, bang, and they're gone. So Lovable literally creates the interactivity. Over here, if I make, a new employee, let's call this one, let's say Joe, and we're gonna make it joe@example.com. Sure, they can be a developer, and we're gonna add them to our Supabase, GitHub, Slack, all of them. We're gonna, we gotta fill in that slot too. But bang, right there, we have Joe added as a developer, May 20th. So as you can see, it's pretty good. The functionality is there, and AI made all of this literally in one prompt. So think about what you can do if you just keep asking prompts. You can literally build out your whole entire project. All right, now to get this project into Cursor, what we're gonna wanna do is connect our GitHub account. If you don't have GitHub, you should create an account. It's essentially a version control system, which allows you to add your project to it and then pretty much use it anywhere else on any other device or environment. So I already synced mine up, but what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna click up here, GitHub, and then it's gonna say transfer project. You're gonna click that and sync up your GitHub. After that, it'll create a repo for you, and we can view this on GitHub. Right here, you can see it created this inside of a repository I got, and it gives us right here something. This is what we can use our link to clone, and you can add this to your GitHub, get it on your desktop, and then open it up using Cursor. I just opened up the project in Cursor, and as you can see, this is all the code on the left side, all the files we need, and this is all generated by Lovable. So it was super easily transferred to our repo, and then from there we were able to open up in a folder and open it in Cursor. So over here, our whole entire project is configured, and on the right side, what you have is your chat. This is where you ask your AI questions. If you don't know anything about coding at all, don't worry. All you got to do is ask questions here. Say you want to fix some part of your page, you're just going to ask, how do I make the page dark mode? Because remember, it was light mode. And Cursor is going to take care of the rest. It has access to all your files. And what it is an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. So it's all very integrated, and it's fully done with the AI. Here it literally shows you the code, it does the fixes, and just let it work its magic. And honestly, I'm not going to go too deep into actually building this out too much just for the sake of time, but Cursor can pretty much make your whole entire project. You just got to keep asking the right questions. If you don't know how to do something, literally just ask Cursor how to do it. If you want to know how to run your thing, what you're going to do is your terminal, and then you're going to do npm run dev, but things like that, which you wouldn't normally know if you're not tech savvy. You just ask Cursor, honestly, right here, and it'll literally do the code for you. You can also ask other LLMs such as ChatGPT, and LLM stands for large language model. It's just a fancy way of saying it, really, but you just keep asking questions and it'll literally code for you, so you have no excuses. You can build out your product. And yeah. Okay, so I just did a whole lot of talking, but essentially Cursor just gave me all the code. All I had to do was click accept a couple of times. It even gave me this npm command to run, which pretty much installed the dependencies so that I could render the components. And yeah, it seemed to work. So I'm just gonna clear the terminal here. Clear. And then if I run npm run dev, what that's gonna do is gonna set up our local environment and get that running. If we follow a link, as you can see here, we are on our website. All it took was 2 prompts, one from Lovable and another one from Cursor. We wanted to switch the Lovable one into a dark mode, and that's exactly what we got here. As you can see, it is dark mode, and add employee, it's still working, it's all functional. So think about it, all it took was 2 prompts. Imagine what you could do if you keep asking prompts. Keep digging deeper. If you spend some time on this, you could come up with some really cool products in no time. So no dev team required, and it's all on your own. One day is all it takes, and you can have an amazing product. If you like these kinds of videos, be sure to let me know. I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and I want to produce more content. I've got a couple of ideas for how to integrate AI, which commands to ask, and also more development software-based tutorials, things like that. I'm really trying to explore what's working and what you guys are liking, so please let me know. And apart from that, have a great day. Thanks for watching.